It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I had the privilege of interviewing the head coach for the men's ice hockey coach at Misericordia, Coach Kevin Cole. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Brandon. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in coaching in college men's ice hockey?
Yeah, I think just growing up playing the game of ice hockey really instilled in me I wanted to stay with the game. I got away from it for a little bit after college, but I got the opportunity to start again. One of my junior coaches got me back into coaching, and kind of took it from there. It's been 8 years now back in the game, so I'm happy to be back into it. And I don't think I'd like to do anything else right now. It's coaching and being with the guys and having that relationship with the university. It's pretty important to me.
What was that like getting to go to Michigan State and getting to be around the collegiate ice hockey program at Michigan?
So, I mean, sports at Michigan State are big. I mean, being around any sport at a big university like that is awesome. And I think it's a unique experience to be around such a large student body and having so many people around. And it was extra special for me just being across town from the area. So it was easy. It was easy for me to transition and go there.
Of course, getting into coaching, what was that experience like getting started and getting involved in men's ice hockey?
So it was pretty easy. The transition was easy. I got to coach for somebody that coached me, so we had a relationship for a long time. I think it was easier for me than most to jump back into coaching and to have a different type of relationship with the head coach, where I had a bigger say and a bigger role than I think most people starting out as an assistant coach would have.
What was that experience like for you going to Purdue University of Northwestern and getting to start up that program?
It was great. I mean, I was had a lot of help there. I had some guys that transferred with me to help me start the program. So we had four transfers. Two of them had played for me previously. And everybody at Purdue Northwest was great. Very supportive for the program, very supportive for all athletics there. And being right by Chicago, it's a big market, and it was nice to see them get a team, to have the support from the school, to have the support from the community. And it made the transition for me to go there as the head coach and start the program that much easier.
How was that experience like getting to start up that program at Northwestern of Purdue?
So I mean, being able to start something that's yours and work with the players and the community and the school to make it ours, like exactly what we want it to be. That's something that not many people get to do, and that's the biggest thing that drew me to Misericordia. Is it was the same type of experience that I had at Purdue Northwest.
While at Northwestern of Purdue, what were some of your biggest accomplishments?
I mean, I was just there for 2 years, but the program has really taken off, and being able to see some of the guys that I recruited that are graduates of the university now, some of them are seniors this year, and to see them really excel on the ice. I think they won 22 games last year. So to be able to see how the guys that I started recruiting for the first 3 years have transitioned to be leaders now has, really helped me to see what I need to do here to keep those guys and get that culture the same when I come to Misericordia and do the same thing.
Of course, as a head coach that started up that program at Purdue Northwestern, what has that been like seeing it grow from when you left there?
The growth has been great. I mean, when we first started, it was the same thing as here, just getting out, letting people know we have a team, letting people know where we're at. And I think now in year 5 of the program, it's a lot easier. People know who we are. People are out there trying to actively come to your university. So from year 1 to year 5, I mean, it's night and day. Really, it's a lot easier now. It's the program's established. They're winning. and now they have an ability to kind of sit back and take a harder look at some of the guys and take maybe a few guys that we couldn't get in the past.
Of course, how was that experience like going to Northwich, where you became the assistant coach, and what was that transition like from going from head coach to assistant coach?
So I mean, Norwich is a great program. The head coach I've known for a long time, so again, easier transition than most. I think going back to being an assistant coach, it was a little bit of a transition, not being able to make every decision, not being able to have your way of doing everything. But I learned a lot doing that. I learned from one of the best coaches around, and he's taught me a ton throughout my 2 years there. And I really enjoyed my 2 years there. And I think I grew a lot as a coach, and I think it made me a lot better as a coach.
While being the assistant coach, what was that experience like getting involved in a new sport like golf and being the head coach?
It was, again, it was challenging. I played golf my whole life, so it's kind of the same as hockey for me. I did both of them growing up through high school, so I know a lot about the game. I knew a lot about recruiting for hockey. I knew a lot about running a program for hockey. So I took a hockey approach to the golf team, and the golf has really taken off. Last season, they finished second in the conference, and they're winning tournaments. In our first 2 years there, we won 6 tournaments. So I think that there's a bright future for Norwich golf, and I think they're going to go a long way and start making NCAA tournaments.
Of course, what were some of the things that you took over with your time as being a head coach at Purdue and being the assistant coach at Northwich to then help you to make this transition to becoming a next head coach?
I think just taking pieces from everywhere you stopped at. I've been 4 places now before I came here, and I think that being at different places, learning from different people, it helps you to grow as a coach and to not have just a one-way approach. I think being able to take little pieces helps you just kind of evolve into learning from other people, learning from the players, learning from everybody. That's what I say. I say take. I don't care where the right answer comes from. It doesn't have to come from me, but I'm open to listen and take ideas, and let's get the best thing we can out there.
How's it been like, obviously, being the first time head coach at McCordy and getting to start up that program?
It's been great so far. The school is behind athletics. They are happy about hockey and starting programs at the university. We're the 31st sport on campus. So the education side is great. The campus is great. The support from athletics is great. And I've just met a lot of really good people here at Misericordia that I think are very supportive of student athletes, but just students in general, and really want to see people succeed here.
Of course, as a head coach, what does that process look like to bringing in men's ice hockey to a school that doesn't have men's ice hockey?
I think it's just a lot of being on the road, talking to contacts, meeting players. Like instead of bringing in 8 guys for a recruiting class, we got to find 26 to 30 new players in 1 year. So I think the biggest thing is just making sure we get out there, letting people know who we are, talking to players, being on the road, and just getting the best people we can find. Not necessarily the best players. We'll find the best players, but the best people to be around the program, to be ambassadors for this university.
Of course, what does that recruitment process look like as a head coach building a new program?
It's a lot of work in the front in the fall. And then just, being at the showcases, being at the games, seeing them play, watching video, and then, talking to them throughout the season and just letting them know how I operate, finding people that I think mesh well together, mesh well with me and my coaching style. And, it's a long process. It goes throughout the whole school year. So we'll be at it for a while still.
What are some of the things that you look at as a head coach when out on the road recruiting these prospective ice hockey players?
So I think on ice skills, I just look for hard workers that do the little things right. And the combo of that is talking to their coaches and talking to people I know that have played with them, and just finding good people to be around the program that we can trust, that we can trust to be ambassadors for the university. We can trust to be good people around campus and to be good teammates. I think being a good teammate is one of the best qualities you can have, because there's a lot of good players out there, but there's fewer really, really good people that we want to have around this program.
Who are some of the teams that you're going to be playing in this upcoming season?
So our conference is around Pennsylvania. One team is Stevenson in Maryland, but it's pretty good travel, all kind of a couple hours around us, and mostly in Pennsylvania for the first year in our conference.
Of course, what is that going to be like getting to travel for the first year and getting to experience some of these new teams?
It'll be different. I mean, I've even at Norwich, we haven't played any of the teams we're going to play in the conference this year, so it's going to be a lot of trying to figure out what they do and trying to watch some video and figure out how we can take advantage of some of the things that they like to do with their teams and with their schemes. And it'll be a learning curve the first year, but then once we get through the first year, I think playing each other 3 times each year, I think you're going to see some of those nuances that they do and be able to use that as we progress into years 2, 3, 4.
As a head coach, can you talk about, of course, the culture that you started to build for the program?
Yeah, like I said before, I think it's just bringing in really good people. I'm bringing in guys that want to try hard and not just try hard in the ice, they want to try hard in the classroom, in the community, and finding those guys first and building something early because starting a program the first couple of years don't always go as planned. So you need a really good group of guys that want to build something together and they want to have fun and work hard and be a full-time college student, not just a hockey player. You want to be out there meeting new people, doing well in school, doing well on the ice, and just having a full college experience and knowing that we're building something and it takes time to build that.
As a head coach, what has it been like, obviously, seeing those freshmen put on their uniform for the first time?
I mean, I the first game is always great, and I think in the next fall when we get our first game, it's going to be something special that not a lot of college athletes get to do because not many people form that first year team. I mean, they don't pop up every year. So it's something special that that group of guys will be able to look back on when they graduate and say, I helped build this program. I helped the university start hockey. And it's a cool, unique experience that not many people get to have.
Of course, as a head coach, what is that first game going to feel like to get to play for the first time in your first career as a head coach?
I think it's just going to be exciting. I mean, it's new. It's new to the school. It's new to the community. I mean, there's other D3 teams around, so hockey is established here, and I think just adding another team to that mix will just help build the community feel around the university. And being able to go from Dallas to Wilkes-Barre, where we're going to play, is going to be different. We're going to have a different group of fans. We're going to have a different group of people around the program. So I think it's gonna bring more people to the university and kind of help us grow outside of Dallas and touch more people that want to be around athletics in Misericordia.
Of course, what are some of your future plans for McCordian?
I think just growing the program. I mean, we're going to start the first year and we're starting from zero with 0 guys. So just each year getting better, each year bringing in more guys that want to have the same values as that first group of guys did. And then just every year getting a little bit better where we can start making NCAA tournaments. And hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. But, if it happens in year 1 or year 4, I think as long as we're getting better along the way, that's good for me.
As a head coach, what is it going to feel like the first time you get to step onto that ice for the first time?
I mean, for me, for the players, for everybody, the university, I think it's just exciting to be out there, to be starting something new and knowing you're building something and knowing that I've done it in the past and seeing how it's progressed and just kind of seeing that vision and grabbing the guys that want to have the same vision and we all work together for that common goal of getting wins on the ice and helping the university and athletics move forward.
What advice would you give those high school athletes out there that are looking to play collegiate ice hockey?
So I think for guys playing high school or junior is just find the right team for them that they're playing a lot. You don't have to always be at the highest level, but you need to play a ton and find people that will help you get better each day.
What advice would you give those college freshmen entering their first year of collegiate ice hockey?
It's hard. You're transitioning into doing university studies, you're transitioning to doing a college sport. It's a lot more intensive and you just need to have really good time management. So you're not focused all on one thing. You got to focus on multiple things. Like you got to manage a whole day's worth of things between practice and games and school and social activities that, you can't just focus on one, and you can't let anything kind of slide by because the semester doesn't last very long. So you got to really be on top of things so you can, time management's the biggest thing for me.
What advice would you give those college athletes out there that are looking to go on and play professionally, whether it's the NHL, the ECHL, or AHL?
I mean, the opportunity's out there. I think at Norwich we had a handful of guys that are playing pro still right now. So it's probably at our level not going to happen in the NHL, but there's tons and tons of opportunities to play in the East Coast League, tons and tons of opportunities to play in Europe. So I think just working hard every day and trying to get better every day, and don't look ahead, just focus on what you're doing right now, and you can get to where you want to be.
What advice would you give those men college ice hockey players looking to get into college coaching after their playing career?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good path to start right away. There's a lot of GA opportunities out there, and if college coaching is something you want to do, is while you're playing, is get as invested as you can with the staff and leadership opportunities to help yourself when you get done. And the biggest thing with college coaching, especially hockey, it's small. There's not a lot of teams, so it's building relationships while you're playing, building relationships when you get done playing, because those relationships are going to help you a lot more than anything you did on the ice or anything that you did afterwards if you go a different path before you get back into coaching.
What advice would you give those head coaches, such as yourself, building a new program from scratch?
Hey, just be patient and know that there's guys out there. You just got to find them and be patient once you get your team established, because it's not going to happen overnight where you're going to win every game and compete on a national stage. You're going to have to work every day to get a little bit better, as I talked about before, because that's what's going to help you progress through the years and then become established in your league, in the area, and move on from there. So just be patient every day.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find the Misericordia men's ice hockey program on social media and you at?
So I would just go with the Misericordia social media apps right now, and the general athletics ones. We're going to be involved in there. And then once this year starts going, no games yet, but once we start building out the locker room and we start getting more things, then we'll have a more established social media following. So right now everything's going to be concentrated on the general athletics social media.
Thank you again, Coach Kevin Cole, for your interview, and best of luck in your future as you begin this new journey.
Thanks, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Kevin Cole, for your interview, and best of luck in your future at Misericordia.
Thanks a lot.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.